The movie begins inside a Los Angeles Memorial Hospital. Two babies are born. One's as Elle Evans and second baby as Lee Flynn. Both were raised together as if they were twins by nature. The most common trait between them was dancing. We are also introduced to his older brother Noah, who would protect them from bullies. As the time passed by and they were 11-year-old, Elle's mother got sick. Since then she was in the hospital. Just like this they grew up into teens and still would continue their dance journey. Later in life Ellie even tried her first kiss, but it was a big fat disaster. Unfortunately, in her journey her mother passed away. Other than this devastating news, they all had a great life together, enjoying every little thing. She also reveals she had a crush on Noah. One day she was casually sunbathing. Noah comes out of nowhere splashing all the water on her, having fun as usual. Next day is their first day of school and they are expected to come up with a great dance idea for the fall fundraiser. Elle thinks Noah is super hot, but according to Lee and her friendship rulebook, which they made when they were only 6, any relation with relatives is off limits. Both of them would tease each other with their nicknames. Noah reveals their parents aren't home, so he is throwing a party next night. Next day, she is getting ready for the school. In the process, she rips her pants off by an accident. All she is left with is a 9th grade school skirt. Her father notices that and she explains the scenario to him, to which her father is more than willing to help her out by taking pants from the cleaner and dropping off at the school. Lee is amazed by her short skirt and they head towards the school in Lee's sports car. They finally reach school, where everyone is looking at Allie for her really short skirt. One guy even give a bum slap to her. Seeing this, Lee tried to punch him, but fails miserably. Noah arrives in time and punch the hell out of the pervert, which leads them to Dean's office. Noah tell her that no one should treat a girl like that, especially when the girl is her. She is a bit surprised to hear this and wonders that he cares for her. He then explains, it is like, someone is trying to get in pants of her little sister. She is bit weirded out by this. Later on, in the lunchroom, Ellie is met by 3 popular attention-hungry girls. Their girls are wondering if she and Flynn make out yet, while they find him super attractive. Allie could not understand why these girls were behaving politely to her. Lee suddenly arrives and wonders if those girls talked about him. He wants to impress Mia, so they go into a clothing store and choose a nice shirt for him. Ellie suggests him, the only way to date with her as if he paid for it. Suddenly, excitedly they get an idea of kissing booth as the fundraiser. Now Ellie will have to convince the student council for the approval. In the classroom, the pervert guy try to apologize to Ellie. She try to smile it off. Once again gives her a note, asking how he can get her number. All this has been observed by Noah very carefully and he gets pissed seeing this. After a good thought, she give a note back to him, which suggests him to wear a short skirt. He does what he was told to do by Elle and everyone laughs at him, but he does gets her number. Later on, Lee is dropping her off to her date with the guy. Elle is devastated because the guy never arrives on the date and Ellie gets picked up by Lee. He shows up later on and tells Ellie that Noah is the one who stopped him from coming. Noah even told other guys to not date her either. Next day, Ellie and Lee are trying to convince the community to accept their idea of kissing booth as the fundraiser. They accept it since Elle tell them that the popular guy Noah will be working on the booth. Later on, they have a family gathering, where Noah lies about the incident that happened on the first day of the school and saves Elle from the embarrassment. Ellie later asks Lee to drop her off, but he is busy and tell her to get Noah's help. She thought he had a car but he has a bike, and since she does not feel comfortable sitting with him on the bike, she decides to just run away. She even texts all of her friends to work on the kissing booth, but no one want to do that. Later in the party, she is called up by all Polar girls. There they offer her a drink and force her to drink it. They tell her to talk to Noah about the kissing booth. She go ahead and talks to him, while he is making out with a girl. The girl disrespect Ellie and suddenly Noah gets a bit pissed and wants the girl to leave. Noah denies working at the kissing booth, but she lies to the Polar girls that he will eventually work. She gets very drunk during the whole party and end up taking most of her clothes off. She is about to faint, but gets picked up by an unknown man. Ellie wakes up in the morning and gives a glance towards the room and finds out that it is Noah Finn's room. There he confirms that he slept inside the guest house, while she was on his bed. They somehow strangled themselves on top of each other and she accidentally touches a sensitive part of Noah. They both laugh it off. Later Lee gives her some anti-hangover food. She gets to know now everyone thinks that Noah will be working at Kissing Booth. Next day at the lunch, she goes up to a group of OMG girls and tells them that Noah will come if they work at the Kissing Booth, to which they all excitedly agree. Same day, Elle and Lee play with the paint and she end up almost blinded out by that, resulting in going into the men's washroom. There she takes her shirt off and all the men start to boo her. Noah is there and wants her to leave, but she does not want him to control her life. So she deliberately start to dance in the middle of all the men just to tease him. It is the carnival day and Ellie is desperate for Noah to go to the Kissing Booth. He tell her that he will come there for a good minute. The Kissing Booth is going great and everyone is having a great time, while Ellie and Lee are getting a lot of funding from the people. Since Noah did not seem to come to Kissing Booth, girls are desperate for him. They come up with a plan of using Lee Flynn to be the kissing guy, but the OMG girls gets pissed. Meanwhile, Lee Flynn gets to meet an amazing girl. Girls decide to take revenge on Ellie for lying and send her to kiss a really unattractive man ready for the booth. They didn't know that Noah Flynn is the next participant and there they send her to the Kissing Booth. She is blindfolded and end up kissing Noah and they passionately kiss like they were meant for this. Seeing this everyone start to cheer them up. She awkwardly tells this to his best friend Lee, but he is fine with that as long as it does not go any further. It seemed like there is some tension building up in between them. Later on at night, Noah gives her a ride back home on his bike. Meanwhile, Elle cannot stop thinking about him. It starts to rain badly and they decide to pull over. Her mind all focused on Noah and she run up to him and start to kiss him. Seeing her urge, he does the same thing. After some talk, he assures her that he likes her and drops her back home. She make a list of his pros and cons and still deciding if it is a good idea. One night during a party, a guy asks Ellie to take a hot tub bath and forces her. Seeing this, Noah gets in the way and push him away. He later tell Ellie to take a seat in the car and Noah take her to a secret spot only he would go. Ellie thinks he is a player, but he assure her that he is crazy for her. They made out in the end. They would go on rides on his bike and enjoy flirt texting. At this point, no one knows about their relationship. Ellie almost gets caught by his mother, hiding inside his bed. Meanwhile, Noah is going to Harvard for studies and tell Ellie to not reveal their relation to anyone yet. Ellie gets a text from someone while Lee is wondering about her locked the phone, which is unusual. Ellie and Noah are enjoying their live life and one day they are having some good time inside Ellie's room. Lee listens her moan and knocks. He gets to know that she is just watching something odd. They would make out anywhere and everywhere. One day, Ellie decide to tell Lee about her relationship, but his girlfriend disrupt their conversation. In a few days, Ellie gets injured inside the garage. Noah and Ellie goes into his room. Suddenly Lee arrives. Thayer caught them red-handed, but he assumes that Noah hit her on the face and start to shout at his brother. He asks if anything is going on in between them, but she lies to him. But right after both Ellie and Noah gets caught kissing, they have a little fight outside. Lee is mad at Ellie and Noah and he leaves devastated. Ellie is only thinking about Lee and feels like she lost him forever. In the next scene, Flynn brothers' mother arrives and talks to Ellie. She motivates her about forgiveness. It's been a few weeks and she starts her life again. She goes to driving classes and try to apologize for her mistake to his best friend Lee, but it does not works out in her favor. Noah also arrives back to the city and talks to Elle's father and try to apologize to him about everything. Later on, Lee meets Ellie inside the game room, where Lee signal Noah to join him on the dance. He forgives her later on and they once again start to talk about their life. She gets ready for the prom night and seeing this, his father shed some tears. In the party there is a big montage of the pictures from the carnival. Once again the kissing booth has been set by the college. There Lee and his girlfriend kiss and suddenly Noah arrives too and reveals that he loves her in front of all the students, but she goes away from there and looks at his mother's picture. Same night, Noah apologized to his brother about all the incident and the fight. He reveals he is leaving for Boston the next day and wish him a great birthday. At the birthday party, Ellie is missing Noah and cannot keep acting like she does not care. She finally explains to Lee that this cannot keep going. Just because he is her best friend, does not mean that he can control who she loves. In the end, he supports her and agree to help her meet him last time. Elle sits with Lee in the car and go toward Noah. Suddenly, he reveals that it is Noah himself and she gets too excited. They both express their love towards each other and later they kiss. Before Noah leaves for Boston, she gives him a kiss and he goes away. She is feeling very emotional, but is happy that Noah will always stay in her heart and the movie ends here.